Hey, what's going on, Buzzing Bears? It's Oscar, Tom, and Carlos.
How y'all doing?
So, we're excited about this episode 2. Thanks for joining us today on a Thursday. As you can see, today we're going to be reviewing Mickey's 40 ounce beer. Yes.
Malt liquor.
And we got some good topics in between. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to give it 3 ratings, which is 1, the first impression, right? What's the first taste that you get? Middle of the road, which is the middle of the beer. How you feeling at that point about the flavor of the beer? And then your last taste, which is the last drink that you're going to take from the beer. And then in between, we have a couple of topics that people requested between the scoring system. So we haven't cracked these yet. We're going to go ahead and crack them. Alright, so here we go. This is actually my first time trying this beer. What about you, Tom? Have you tried this beer before?
Same here, man. First time trying this. I heard some strong malt.
What about you?
The first time I tried this beer, I'm not a big drinker, so.
Yeah, and we kind of went all in. This is 40 ounces. DJ, I know you wanted us to get some Old English, but they were actually all out, so I'm guessing you bought it all. All right, so here we go. This is for the first taste. It's going to be on a scoring system 0 to 10. 10 being it's the best beer we've ever tasted. 0 being it
Not
tastes
like
like shit. So there we go. Actually, I was expecting a lot worse for $2 a beer. Actually, it was $2.99 per beer.
Yeah. The flavor, I mean, it starts off pretty smooth. Aftertaste is a little strong. What do you think, Carlos?
I think it tastes very similar to like Dos Equis, sort of, but a little bit better, a little smoother.
Let me taste it again.
Like,
I almost feel like it's a knockoff of like a Budweiser. You know, because it's not. It's kind of in your face, but not really. You know, it leaves a little bit of an aftertaste that's somewhat similar to Budweiser, but almost like Budweiser's little brother or stepbrother.
And I think it's stronger than Budweiser, right?
I don't know what the
sure it
alcohol
is.
content is, but
I think it says on here, but
it
I'm
says on
pretty
here,
sure.
women should not drink alcohol beverages during pregnancy. Yep. So,
All right, so
don't drink if you're pregnant.
after my third sip, my initial impression is that for $2.99, it's actually not a bad beer. I would say that on a scale from 0 to 10, considering the price, I would give this like a solid 6.5 for me for the initial taste. What about you?
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's a little higher. I think it's like a 7 because normally,
Well, that's
typically beers when I open them and start drinking them, it's kind of rough at the beginning. But this one's not going as bad. Kind of tastes like they got Aguas Benditas de La Joya, Texas, and filtered it through and made this beer with that kind of water. That's what it tastes like.
Interesting. Okay, so we got
Almost like the flow of the Rio Grande City River is flowing through this bottle and was encapsulated in here. And that's how you get the rich golden flavor, which is a cross between American water and Mexican
I
water
think that's a bit much.
coming
for
together
For
to make
sure.
this beer. And now it's in a bottle.
I don't know about that,
No,
Carlos.
but you know, like I would certainly consider drinking again at this point in the taste test. So again, I'm giving it a 6.5,
5.5?
5.5,
I'll go with 7.
7. Okay. All right, so we actually got a topic. This one actually came from Robert Cisneros. He recommended that we... Actually, this one wasn't from Robert. This one was from Nicole. This topic was, what would your superhero name be? And what would your superpower be? And why? So, Tom, I'll let you talk about yours first.
Captain Still, all the way. Basically because...
Can you repeat it a little louder?
Captain Still, all the way for sure.
Steel. Captain Steel.
The reason why, he's 8 foot tall. As you piss him off, he just gets bigger and bigger. From 12 foot, you keep pissing him off, he goes all the way to 35 feet tall. So he's just a giant steel man that could crush you instantly. And that's why I would choose Captain Steel.
So
all the way.
what's his weakness? Is it like, does he rust if it rains? Or
He,
does, like,
he
somebody
rusts.
throw
He
water?
rusts. Yeah, rain and water will fuck him up. You got to watch out with that. He will rust in a day. so he can't be
In a day.
In
Wow,
a day.
that's pretty
So
fast.
that's his kryptonite. I mean, like Superman
Water.
has his. Water is his kryptonite.
We can drink to that, I guess.
Okay. So I guess I'll go next. My superhero name would be Mr. Electrode, and my superpower would be electricity, obviously. So being able to throw electricity bolts, shocking people, but I would also be able to travel through anything that has electricity, right? So I could literally touch a light bulb, travel to anywhere in the world at a moment's notice, basically like a blink of an eye.
Badass.
My weakness would be water as well, actually, because
Water, electricity don't mix.
water and electricity do not mix. Although water does travel through
It
electricity.
does, yeah.
So actually, maybe I
Or
could
doesn't
travel
mix
through
for
water.
humans, regular.
Right.
Would you be like kind of like the Flash and how he goes fast enough?
No, I don't think it would. It would certainly be like, I don't think I could dodge a bullet or anything. I could probably like throw an electrical bolt at the bullet.
Oh, nice.
I could probably
Can it stop it or what?
electrocute Captain Steel for sure.
They're made of metal, so metal just conducts electricity.
That's true.
That is true.
We
How
could
about you,
probably-
Carlos?
I would say I would want to be like a Mr. Fox of some sort. You know what I mean? Not necessarily a fox, but I would just want to have the ability to be super clever and really smooth as far as like convincing people and talking to people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? To get them kind of like,
So you maybe
On
your
my
name
side.
would be like Mr. Persuasion.
I like Mr. Fox because I'm clever. You know what I mean? And foxes are cute.
I like
Chicks
that.
take foxes. So,
Clever as a fox.
Yeah.
Are foxes clever though?
they're pretty clever.
Are they?
Yeah,
I don't
clever
know
as
where
a fox.
where
Haven't
they
you
rank on
Haven't you
the
heard that
animal
saying,
scale.
clever as a fox? Either way, so Mr. Fox, and if I could fly, I would fly too. Foxes don't fly, but just one side. My weakness probably be hunters during hunting season, obviously. Other predatory animals in the woods, in the woodlands. And I think those would be my major weaknesses.
So we had somebody like send us also that for us to review like the whole Invisible Man, if they're a superhero or not. I think that being invisible is certainly a superpower, but I don't know if I would say they're like a superhero, because I don't know if just being invisible makes you like strong or super fast or anything like that. Like, I don't know if you guys seen the movie The Invisible Man, but basically him being invisible made him super strong, super fast.
Did it?
And it did. Have you seen it? Basically a knockoff of Hollow Man. For those of y'all who have not seen Hollow Man before.
Kevin Bacon.
Hollow Man is basically the same exact plot. They just changed the name of the movie and made millions off of y'all and me,
Yeah, for sure.
basically.
I'll drink to that.
Actually, what do you think was better, Hollow Man or The Invisible Man?
Hollow Man all the way. Give it to Kevin Bacon. Footloose, baby. All the time.
Yeah.
Here. I agree with Tom. I haven't seen the other one, but Kevin Bacon, dog. You know,
Kevin Bacon's pretty good
An
in
American
Tremors,
classic.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tremors
Classic,
is probably
classic.
Tremors or Stir of Echoes is probably my favorite Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah, Stir of Echoes is up there for me, too. You, Carlos?
Tremors for sure.
How'd you like part 2 of Tremors without him?
Not as enjoyable, to be honest with you, Tom. Not as enjoyable.
So we've gotten about, I don't know, I think I'm like maybe 10 sips in already. Has your initial opinion changed from what your initial rating was? Has it gone up or has it gone down?
I would say it's about the same. It's a little heavy on the stomach, but besides that, it's going down still smooth. It's just a little heavy.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm starting to feel a little bit full, but it is actually pretty smooth for $2.99 for sure. I'm still at a strong 6.5. I honestly, like, I'm thinking about going up to 7 for my initial thought of this beer.
I want to say
Or I didn't even know, is this considered like, what
Yeah.
kind of beer is this considered? Just malt liquor?
It's just malt liquor. It's the bottom of the barrel of the beer. That's basically it. It's not even a beer. It's a malt liquor. So, I mean,
It tastes like a beer.
tastes
to
like a
me.
beer to me. It's just the bottom of the barrel of beer, basically.
I honestly like don't know what the true difference is between a malt liquor and a beer. Like, is it just the content of alcohol in it? Maybe.
I mean, that's one of it for sure. What do you think, Carlos?
I know because
I have
beers
no idea.
traditionally are pretty low, like less than 15%, and I think liquors are like what, above 40?
A bit higher. It's probably just a different way they process it. Yeah. But
Interesting.
I think like if this beer had a scale for drinkability, I think it's like definitely up there.
I th-
You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think one con for sure is that the size of this beer makes it difficult as it starts to condensate. It makes it a little difficult to hold. I think that if you were at a party and you were buzzing pretty good, that you'd probably drop this 40.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure many
And-
victims of
Yeah.
crashing on the
You
floor.
need
would
some
be-
big ass hands to
yeah.
grip this consistently.
This is
Mr.
probably
Steel or Captain Steel. What the fuck?
Captain Steel.
Captain Steel.
Fucking
Gripping that bottle.
I'll just break it.
pretty cool design on this cap right here. It's got a little bee on it. Not sure what that indicates. Maybe it's supposed to be like stings like a bee type of situation.
Yeah, cool marketing. I mean, on the Hornet. Is that a Hornet? You think it's a Hornet or?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like
a hornet.
It looks like a hornet for sure.
I mean, just the name Mickey reminds me of the Rock and Mickey. Just the whole beer, the color, it's a cool concept the way they set it up.
It reminds me of sort of like maybe a Boston kind of like thing.
Boston
Because-
thing?
Yeah, because like the
Maybe it is
green,
from Boston. Who knows?
You know, and the Mickey's sounds very Irish sort of. You
Could
know?
be.
Yeah.
Certainly could be.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not yet at the halfway point. Also, by the way, Jacob had to work late today, so he's just rolling in with us right now. Jacob, you think you can squeeze in? I'll see if I can scoot over just a little
What
bit.
up, Jake? You got your beer?
I'll tell
Running late,
So-
but I'm ready.
We had our initial screenings for this, Jacob. I gave it a 6.5. Carlos gave it a 7. Tom gave it a 5.5. So we want you to taste it, take a good gulp, see what your thoughts are. When we get to the middle of the beer, we're going to give it another rating.
See you there. All right, Mickey's.
The problem with beers that are this big, and I think in general, is like you said, they start condensating, they start getting warmer the more you kind of
Yeah.
have them. So I really think, I'm not sure, but I really think that these are kind of meant to be
So the rating again is
taken down
is
in a
0
very
to
short time.
For sure.
Yeah, you know?
The rating again is 0 to 10. 10 being like the best beer you've ever had. 0 is like you would never drink it again. What do you give it? Your initial impression.
Hold on, I need to drink it one more time. Just-
Yeah, take a couple drinks. Really think about it. Our next topic, for those of you watching, is going to be favorite wrestler from the 80s, 90s, or today. Just something to think about.
I'll give it a solid 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
You gotta
Yeah.
pick one, man. You can't have them both.
I'll give it a 6. It's nothing
How much
special.
do you think each one of these cost?
It's a 40 ounce.
40. Maybe about like $5.
So these were $2.99 each. So for the price, I felt like it was a pretty solid,
Yeah.
solid beer. Honestly, I've never had it before.
For a 40 ounce for $2.99, you can't beat it. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Especially right now with this whole coronavirus thing. Things are getting a little tight. Some of the beers are kind of scarce. I'd buy some Mickey's for sure again.
For sure.
So, anyways, what would your superhero name be, and what would your superpower be? Something to think about. Tom, his was Captain Steel.
All the way, baby.
What's your superpower?
So, tell him again.
All right, here I go. So basically, I'm an 8-foot man. As I get pissed off, I keep growing from 12 feet to 35 feet, and I'll crush anybody that's in my fucking way.
So, what happens when you get happy? Do you get smaller?
Don't make me happy, bro. This don't make me happy.
He becomes limp.
Yeah, basically,
Do you have to use a lot of WD-40, or do you think that you don't need to use so much WD-40?
no, dude, I'm Captain Steel. Just don't pour water on me, and I'm good.
So,
would you, why don't you paint the steel or chrome dip yourself so it doesn't rust?
Something to think about.
So, anyways, you
You
got a
had to paint
superhero.
yourself. What kind of
I gotta
detail
give
would you
this a
paint
little
yourself
more
on?
dye.
All right, so
Hold on. Ask me a question.
all right.
If you had to paint yourself, what kind of paint job would you do? Would it be like a candy paint, or just do decals like lightning or something? What would it be?
I'll just chrome myself out. Straight platinum.
Straight chrome, all chrome,
Straight
baby.
platinum. Big timers.
All chrome.
All chrome, all the way, baby.
Attaboy, Tom.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Bling, bling, baby.
Bling, bling.
So we're about halfway through the show. Honestly, I thought we'd be a little further down in the beer. So we have to pick it up a little bit. Make sure that we get to the halfway point to give it an honest, truly.
So we're gonna do a chug over.
true to go.
Motherfucker, might catch
Yeah,
it
let's
up
do
to
the
y'all.
chug.
Do a
Hold
chug,
on, I
guys.
just got here. I'm gonna catch it up to y'all.
Okay, let's
must
do a
have
chug,
11.
Carlos. Ready?
Everybody chug it. Cheers.
Two.
So on the chug, how do you feel about that? Comparison to other beers on the chug.
It's pretty smooth.
It
Honestly.
is. I don't know. It's just like
It is pretty smooth, little heavy
A little heavy at the end, right?
at the end. Yeah. For
Do you
sure.
think it's the bubbles that are doing that, or do you think it's just it's just a heavy beer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
probably
But honestly, like me personally, I'm not a big fan of light beer in general. I've been drinking like regular beers, lagers for a little while. I started off drinking like regular Budweiser in college and a bunch of Lone Star, not light, just regular Lone Star. And so when I was chilling with some friends and they have light beer, it's kind of like I feel like I'm drinking water, honestly. So I can appreciate the heaviness of this beer or other beers that are not light, personally. And what are y'all's thoughts on that?
I tend to agree. I think it feels like it drinks like a light beer, but I feel like it has a little bit more kick to it than a light beer does.
For sure has a kick, for sure.
Yeah, I feel it more
I
at the
feel
end.
it. Yeah, for sure. So it's drinkable like a light beer would be. You know, you're maybe a little bit smoother, and it has like a good kick at the end. That's what I think.
I'll say so too.
Yeah, I think personally, once you start drinking heavy beer on a regular basis, that it's hard for you to appreciate the taste of a light beer. I also feel like if you're gonna buy beer to get a good buzz and feel good, right? That you want to feel it like on your first drink, ideally, maybe your second drink.
I think that if you're gonna like go to a bar, go to a club, and the point is get wasted, slam a couple of these at home. Now you show up to the bar and you're ready to buzz.
Honestly, you probably just need to slam one of these before you go to the bar.
I would say
yeah,
so.
and then you're
Yeah.
buzzing for good. You know?
Yeah.
You save some money drinking this bad boy.
Right. Exactly.
What do y'all think about that new beer? Well, not beer. It's like 0.0. Remember the commercial where he gets him pulled over and he's drinking it?
Oh, it's a non-alcoholic.
Yeah, it's a non-alcoholic.
Heineken.
Would y'all drink something like
I
that?
think it's the gimmick. They tried
It's
that
all
before with like
bullshit.
the Zima.
Yeah.
Remember when the Zima came out?
Yeah.
There was a big thing too when Zima came out, and it was like a non-alcoholic beverage or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we can try it. Try it later on and see how it is.
I mean, we might as well be drinking soda.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much what it is. Like
Yeah.
carbonation.
It's just people that want to look cool, but they don't want to get drunk.
have the buzz, yeah.
It's a DUI.
They don't want the DUI. Drive safe, everybody.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're about the midpoint of the beers. Maybe we'll do one more chug.
I would say do one more chug.
Okay.
All right, guys. Cheers. Knock them down. Knock them down.
All right, I'm officially halfway. All right, so my halfway score has actually gone up, not surprisingly. I'm gonna give this beer a 7.5.
Gotta do a 7 or 8.
No, you can do decimal points.
Okay.
You just can't give it like 2 scores.
Okay.
So 7.5, solid 7.5.
I'm gonna keep mine at 5.5. I feel the same.
What?
Same thing, man. It's still heavy. It's smooth, but it's heavy. I love it, but it's just something about the heaviness that I don't want to give it a higher rating. But it's
Okay,
good.
well-
I enjoy it though.
Say you're a college kid, right? You can't afford to eat, but you can afford to buy beer. This is your beer
Yeah,
right
for
here.
sure. This is what you
Pour it in your ramen noodles.
Fucking drinking.
Put it on your
ramen
wounds. You get
Yeah.
cut, pour it in your wound.
Also, by the way, apparently we don't have enough viewers to go live yet, so that's why we were recording this and posting it after the fact. Sorry for everybody that thought we were going live at 9. Unfortunately, we're not that cool yet.
Yeah.
We will be.
Pretty soon.
What's the next one? We're gonna get more viewers.
Cheers to that.
I think-
More viewers.
That's right. More viewers.
Cheers.
Get those views.
I think if this was more than $2.99, the score would have been lower. But just for like a 40 ounce, $3, that's really good and sits and kind of has a heaviness to it. My score probably goes up to 8.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
strong score right there. That's
dude.
good though.
Because the beers I've drink, it's never pleasant, the beer. But this, it's like you can enjoy it, for that first couple of seconds until the darkness hits.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
I think that I would keep my score the same still. Maybe even drop it a little bit to like a 6.8, 6.7.
Why? You gotta explain yourself.
6.7352682.
Explain yourself.
The only reason I would say it because it's still enjoyable, still drinkable, but I can literally feel it getting warmer. You know what I mean?
So the heat.
So it's all
Yeah.
temperature for you?
I think so. It's getting warmer in the I like beer that's colder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cold beer,
Like how cold?
not just cold. You know,
Like give us the temperature.
31 to 35. I don't know what the fuck it is. Thermometer, Mr. Scientist.
You like the bottle getting stuck to your fingers?
Right, I like my hand
Ice
getting
around it.
frostbite and things like that. No, I'm just kidding. No, but on a serious
You
note,
want it cold enough
I
for,
wanted
for a
to-
penis to shrivel.
basically, yeah, you want
That's
a
pretty
beer
damn
to-
cold.
I'm not a big fan of like warm beer. Like once warm beers get warm, I kind of toss them.
Cowboy
You know what I mean?
beers.
But usually, like I finish a beer before it gets warm, and like now I feel it getting warm. It's not warm. It's still cold. It's cool.
You know who drinks warm beer?
It's not cold. Germans.
Alcoholics.
Cheers to alcoholics.
Here we go. Cheers to
Cheers.
alcoholics.
All right, so next topic is what was your favorite wrestler from the 80s, 90s, or today? This one was difficult for me because I had a lot of favorites personally. I think, though, I'm going to have to go with my old faithful, which is Kane.
Badass.
Kane is a badass, man. I don't know what it was about him, but he was a big dude. You know, once you thought he was down, he sat right up, shocked the audience, shocked his opponent, choke slam all day
I
long.
love that choke slam. All day.
And
baby.
honestly, like the whole mask thing with the long hair, this first outfit that he would wear with the red and black, like to me that was badass, man. I really didn't like when he went the whole half mask or the no mask with the bald, the bald face and all that good stuff. But the original Kane, full body suit, the flames coming out of the corners of the ring,
It was black and red, right? In his colors.
black and red. He even had a good theme song.
His storyline.
Yeah, too. He was burnt in the fire.
That's why he had the mask.
Undertaker's
on,
brother.
right? Psycho too, right? He was a psycho.
Yeah.
How
So
tall do you think that dude was?
So
pretty fucking
he was like
big.
7 foot, right? That's what
Monster.
Yeah, he's
Jonathan, if you're
huge.
watching, you probably know. Probably about 7 foot tall, I would say 6'10", something like that. Anyways, Kane was my favorite wrestler of all time. Mankind and Sting were a close second and third.
All right, my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ultimate Warrior, baby, all day. Just the paint on his face, just the way his hair was freaking everywhere like a lion, dude. He was a beast. His energy level, he just, man, his strength, it was just crazy. Like when you piss him off, he just gets crazier and crazier. Runs around the stage, stomping around. He was sick, man. To me, Ultimate Warrior, hands down, was the best ever in wrestling.
I think Ultimate Warrior was pretty awesome. He was definitely for sure roided out, for sure.
Yeah. Fuck
The whole big hair thing, his theme, I really liked it. I also felt like it was a little bit of culture appropriation.
Why is that?
Because wasn't his like warrior theme like based off like a Native American or
Like an
Indian
Aztec
or
warrior or
something
something?
like that?
I would say so.
I don't know that he was of like Aztec descent or Native American
I think
descent.
he just played that role pretty good.
But I will say he did play the role very good.
See, in the 80s, though, we weren't a bunch of sissies like now. So you could do things like that and no one would get offended. If they did, you just told them to fuck themselves. So
That is the 80s.
that's the 80s.
He was bad, man.
Nowadays, we're a little too sensitive about that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think they should respect them, but it wasn't like he was trying to disrespect anybody or anything like that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was like.
And I don't think his intentions were like to do
Right.
any sort of disrespect, so I think that should let him slide. You know what I mean?
Right. Maybe, and it was his way of like showing respect.
Towards them.
to the
Yeah,
culture.
Exactly, yeah,
And he passed recently.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he passed.
How old was he?
He was older, man.
Yeah,
he
he's
was a
up there.
YouTube channel as well, and he would have exercise videos, and he worked out in his garage, and he was still a beast, dude.
Yeah.
He had short hair, but he was a monster. But he passed. R.I.P.
Wow.
man.
RP.
R.I.P.
Ultimate Warrior.
Matter of fact, let me look for him right here.
How about you, Jake?
I think my favorite, just it kind of represents like a lot of Mexicans that eat chicken. Was like, I think Rey Mysterio is up there for me.
Oh, shit.
Dude,
Forgot about
that's why I'm like,
Mysterio.
how has he not
Toast to
been
Rey
mentioned,
Mysterio.
dude? He's like probably the most creative out of the whole WWE universe,
Well, his style for sure.
He was
man.
a tiny dude. He was probably like what 5'7", 5'8".
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
But towards the end, he was pretty stocky.
Yeah, he was up there for sure.
I'm sure he was doing some stuff.
Yeah, man, for him to throw
Juicing it?
himself like in the middle of the air, fucking spinning around, landing on people's
His
necks.
family
like,
was from here though too. I
He's
think.
up there.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Was it him or Eddie Guerrero maybe? But I think his family was.
Oh
wrestlers.
yeah,
They were
Eddie
wrestlers for a
Guerrero
long
too.
time.
Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels
Oh, yeah,
was
he had
from
a heart
here.
attack.
Shawn Michaels
Ring.
from here.
But
too,
Eddie
yeah.
Guerrero also put the Hispanic culture on the map.
Yeah.
Oh,
too,
yeah, for
'cause,
sure.
You know, him and Rey Mysterio, I think, were some of the few Hispanics in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
In the beginning.
Freaking Razor Ramon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Razor
well,
Hey,
Ramon,
Chico. Was he Italian or Mexican?
He was supposed to be Puerto Rican or something.
Yeah.
For real?
He's
I don't know if he
Oh,
really
man.
is.
You
I
just
don't
have
think
to
That's
he
what they
was.
made
Man,
it
remember his
sound
greasy
like.
hair?
Yeah, it was
Oh my
Probably
god.
just
That's
fucking
what's so glow on that
And he would have
motherfucker.
flicked the little toothpick at people.
Yeah. Razor's Edge.
He was badass too, man.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon.
Razor
Ramon.
Ramon.
There you go.
He even had a blade, right?
Yeah, Razor
Right?
Blade. Yeah.
Razor Blade.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's winning so far?
Damn, Oscar. You and
Yeah.
Jake are close. Knock him
Hey,
down.
I just got here, so I might beat you to the bottom of the bottle, bro.
How about you?
I think that my favorite wrestler is kind of a tie between Shawn Michaels, but I think you gotta give respect to the Rattlesnake, Steve Austin, because
Oh.
he's local and he just had the attitude to come out and
The breaking glass.
yeah, you know,
He's
the
still
Stone Cold said so.
316,
Yeah.
what was it?
316,
316,
Austin.
baby, all day.
all day. So yeah, I think Steve Austin was one of my favorite wrestlers. Probably, top for me.
Early Steve Austin with the long hair, or
Long
Stone
hair,
Cold
no,
Steve
Stone
Austin?
Cold.
Billy
yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean?
Knocking
man,
those
he
beers
still- he
down.
still looks the same.
Especially because he was always getting into shit with Miss McMahon.
And that little vest on.
Yeah, So Steve Austin.
Steve Austin, baby. Cheers to him.
Steve
Cheers.
Austin.
Steve Austin. I think if he was here, he'd be like, "Why you pussies taking so long to drink that beer?"
I'm pretty sure he would say that, man.
Let me tell you what, So that's
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I regret stop watching wrestling.
You regret
shit.
Mickey's
Mickey's done kicked in.
Fucking Mickey's.
Mickey got him.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is, I've regretted, not keeping up with the sport. Basically,
Check it. I still watch it.
John McConnell's feature.
I follow
Ultimate
him,
Warrior
I follow
Wrestling.
him on Facebook.
Yeah, but
Goes
like,
out the fucking
like
wig.
watching Raw versus War and
Like, we're probably sure
fucking
that's 360, man.
WrestleMania and stuff like that. Like, I guess I just, you don't make the time for it. Obviously, you can't keep up with it, just like
Yeah.
anything else. But, occasionally I'll catch like a match here or there, and I'm just like, man, like as a kid growing up and a young adult, it was very impressionable, and those memories, they stick with you, and they were always good memories. Going actually to the Alamo Dome or wherever they were at the Coliseum, it was pretty awesome.
That's cool that you got to go, man.
So,
Yeah, I think I went like maybe once or twice.
So Oscar, top 5 wrestlers. We know your best wrestler, but who would be your top 5 from now to then?
So I think 5 is a really small number. It's like closer to 10. So for sure you got to go with Andre the Giant, The Big Show, Undertaker, Kane, Mankind, Stone Cold, The Rock,
That's right.
Sting.
How many do you have already? There's 5, bro, not 10.
No, I'm just saying I can't do 5.
Okay,
man.
then do
Okay.
10. We'll
Well,
do
Cena's
10
not
then.
up there.
All
We'll
right,
do
go
10.
ahead, go ahead.
Sting was badass, man. He would fall from the top and do the whole
Dude.
baseball bat thing.
Oh, the bat. God.
Yeah, so
Uh,
He
and
started
honestly,
WCW,
like,
though, no?
let's not forget about the female wrestlers, because there were some awesome.
China?
China was badass.
Dude, she was built, man.
Super
China
Pro,
was
yeah.
bad.
Remember
Badass.
Tyson was in that same crew? Tyson and
The X-Pac and what was
yes,
it called?
X-Pac,
yeah.
the freaking
Yeah.
the fireworks and all came out. It was crazy, man.
That finger is Oscar's finger.
That's his lucky finger.
all right, so
ladies.
so we're getting to the bottom, maybe 20% of the beer. Let's actually talk about the beer a little bit more. So for me, it's been enjoyable all the way through. There's not been a point where I'm like, man, I don't want to drink this beer anymore. Aside from the filling aspect of it, because it's extremely filling towards towards the end. You know what I mean?
You know what
For me personally.
I notice it's the more the bottom you get to the beer, the more fuzz you get. You know what I mean? The more
That's
bubbles.
what I was talking about
That's
earlier.
stuck in my throat. That's what I've been noticing. Compared
Getting
to
a
when I
little
started
burpy
to when I
now.
ended.
Yeah.
I feel the air coming up.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's just because it's heavy or if it's because it's
Well, it's
heavily
probably because of all the
carbonated.
foam.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like,
That's
there's
the
more
only
air in the
complaint I
bottle,
have.
so it aerates the bottle a little more. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I mean,
So you push it down. I don't know.
it could
Definitely
be
a
because
little
it's
more
warming
air.
up. You think because it's warming up a little, it's
Maybe.
switching on us.
Temperature.
So
It's a good
Fucking boiling.
45.67. I'm not boiling yet.
So I say we do one or two more chugs, and we give it one more last rating for the end, and then we make a decision as a group. Will we drink again? Will we not drink again? So
Okay.
let's do another chug. It's a WWF.
WWF and WCW, baby, all the way.
WCW. WWE.
Mm.
What about TNA? Total Nonstop Action.
Nitro, what do you call it?
Nitro. yeah.
Nitro.
Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre 2.
Man. It's
All
starting
right.
to go down a little heavier, man.
Right?
The end of it's like,
Sorry, Steve Austin.
Yeah.
It's going down heavier.
Oh man.
But how do you feel, like, buzz-wise? Like, how you
I
feeling?
feel a little buzz, man.
Feel a little
bit.
buzz?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about 35 minutes or so, and my words have been a little more difficult to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's turning up late to work tomorrow.
You think, how you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I feel getting a little lightheaded, but that's it.
A little lightheaded? I have a little buzz. I feel
I think
chill.
for sure, like if you have
I
a
feel
good,
good.
I
For
feel good,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
I feel good and gassy.
Yeah, I'm fucking burping like back to back right now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we'll do one more chug. We'll give it a final score.
Okay.
Cheers.
You got your phone, Jake?
We gotta knock this down, guys. We gotta finish this.
We gotta end with our theme song. So, my overall score of this beer at the end, it's getting a little bitter for sure for me. So I'm gonna rank this beer. No, I'm gonna rank this beer at 6.5. That's
6.5?
That's that's my gut ranking. No more, no less. 6.5 is what I give it.
I'm gonna have to go down on my score.
Alright.
I'm gonna go down to a 5.
5. Okay.
Yep.
I think for the simple fact of how big it is, your enjoyment starts slowing down towards the end. You know what I mean? So I went from a 7 to 8. Now I'm gonna have to go to like a 6.5, just because it's so warm, bubbly. It's like I'm just
It's
burping
not
more than
sitting
I'm,
well,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm burping more than I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Jacob. I think I'm gonna bring mine down to like a 6.5, just because, like I said, the bottle is a little overcoming. It's starting to feel more like a task to finish it, rather than just enjoying the beer.
Yeah.
And calling it.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
would say so as well.
I think
So-
a beer, when you get a regular size bottle, it's more of a still to the point of like where you can be like, okay, well, I had 2 beers on, then you stop. This kind of feels like, well, I need to finish the whole thing, so now it feels more of an obligation to finish, rather than just enjoying a beer.
So, if it was free, would you drink it?
Fuck yeah.
Nothing beats free beer.
Same
Doesn't
here.
matter what it
So
is.
if it was free, we would drink it. For
Free
sure.
beer is like titties. Any size will do, and they're gonna bitch about them, whatever. But when they're free, you're gonna take whatever's free.
It is what it is.
Yep.
So if you had to pay $2.99 for a 40, would you drink it?
If I didn't have the money, I would buy it for sure.
Okay. If you're on a budget, we would buy it.
Yeah.
How about you,
Sure.
Jake? For sure.
I think, do they make smaller bottles or no?
No, this is
No,
it, baby.
this is it.
If they made a 6-pack in this and you let that bitch sit in the cooler, you're good. You go to the fucking lake, you can just get one by one. It'd be a perfect beer.
I would
Yeah.
honestly
Honestly.
too.
Yeah,
But
I would agree
since
with
it's
that.
so fucking big, you drink half the bottle, the rest is gonna go into the lake.
You hear that,
Really?
Mickey's? You hear that, Mickey's?
Make a smaller bottle.
For sure.
Sell more
For
beer.
real,
Make them
man.
smaller.
Give us half the
6-pack.
profits.
We know who your clientele is. So
Sometimes size doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Not in this
Anyway.
category.
Right. So, overall, I'd say it's a decent beer on a budget. We'll see where it ranks up against the next beer.
That's true.
You know?
So drop your comments for the beers.
Yeah, drop your comments for the next episode on
Suggestions.
topics and what beer or liquor or mixed drink, whatever you want us to review. I did get the request for cherry vodka sour, so we might consider that one for the next one.
Oh man, Heartburn City.
But that one's gonna be,
We get fucked up.
we're gonna get messed up with that one for sure.
All right, we'll knock it down, finish it up.
All right.
All right, so
We'll
this
see y'all
is
next time.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, baby.
Rey Mysterio.
Cheers.
Mysterio.
Stay safe out there, people.
Stay safe. Don't drink and drive.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds. Don't go out in public unless you have to, unless you're an essential employee. Social distancing, people. We're going to make it.